2 words. That's all it takes to undo 6 seasons of a man insisting he feels nothing.
Sandor. Thank you.
We'll get back to that at the end. It only works if you understand everything first. So let's do this properly, scene by scene, in the order it really happened, because the real story is darker than the version most people remember. 9 scenes, 1 question. Why didn't either of them ever kill the other? Start at the beginning. Sandor Clegane kills Mycah, the butcher's boy, on Joffrey's orders, on the King's Road. And here's the detail people get wrong. Arya doesn't watch it happen. What she sees is worse. Mycah's body, wrapped in a blanket, brought back like a delivery, just a boy she knew, reduced to cargo. Keep that image in your head. It matters again, twice. The next time their paths actually matter to each other is at the Brotherhood, without Banner's hideout, where Arya accuses him of Mycah's murder in front of everyone. Sandor fights for his life over it, a trial by combat against Beric Dondarrion, whose sword is wreathed in actual fire. This is the single most important scene in their relationship that almost nobody talks about. Because for the first time, the unshakable hound stops being unshakable. He freezes at the sight of fire, and Arya is standing right there, watching a monster shake like it's the worst thing in the world before a single kind word passes between them. She stops seeing a monster and starts seeing someone broken by something specific. The show doesn't explain why yet. Hold on to that, it gets answered later, and you'll never watch this fight the same way again. They cross again on the road after Sandor takes her a kidnapping dressed up as a ransom plan, and somewhere on that road, Arya finally says exactly what she thinks of him.
You're afraid of fire. I heard what your brother did to you. Press your face to the fire like you're a nice, juicy mutton chop.
No tears in it. A girl who's lost everything delivers a death threat like she's ordering a meal. So what does the Hound do? He laughs, scoffs at the whole idea of her list.
I'll give you some ideas.
Honestly, that reaction isn't indifference. It's recognition dressed as mockery. He sees exactly what he saw shaking behind a burning sword, except now it's aimed at him, and he respects it more than he'd admit. Not affection yet. 2 predators taking each other's measure. Season 4 is where this stops being captor and hostage. First, the tavern, all one continuous scene. No cuts away. Inside are Polliver's men, the same crew who took Arya's sword and killed her friend Lami. A soldier mocks Sandor for deserting at the Blackwater. He doesn't raise his voice.
The king.
2 words. No explanation needed. This is a man finally telling the truth about where his loyalty sits, which is nowhere. The fight breaks out. Sandor tears through the room, but the moment that matters belongs to Arya. She corners Polliver and gives him his own words back.
Something wrong with your leg? Can you walk? I've got to carry you.
He has no idea what she's quoting, cruelty. Like his is so routine it doesn't even register as memory. She kills him with needle and takes it back. All of it the chicken, the king, Polliver's death, 1 scene, 1 burst of violence. The loudest proof yet these 2 are a team. And if you're still waiting for that thank you from the opening hold on, we're not there yet. There's a scene coming that's so much colder than anything you've seen so far, and you need it before the ending means anything. Later on that road, a poor farmer takes them in, feeds them, and in the morning, Sandor robs him, takes his silver, leaves him with nothing in the middle of a war. It challenges everything Arya believes about justice. Kindness doesn't get rewarded here. It gets exploited. And here's what makes it unbearable years later. When Sandor returns to that same farm, the house is standing, untouched. Inside, the farmer and his daughter are dead in their bed together, wrapped under the same blanket, starved and frozen. And it's clear the father ended it himself rather than watch her die slowly. The man who stole their last coin is the one who finds them. Nobody made him look. Keep that in your back pocket. The last beat of this road trip happens at a campfire, just the 2 of them.
My brother gave me this. Thought I stole one of his toys. I didn't steal it, I was just playing with it.
Sit with that. I mean, really sit with it. Not a battle, not an accident, a grown boy holding his brother's face into burning coal over a toy. The people who were supposed to protect him didn't. His own father covered for Gregor. That's the fire that made the fire terrify him The same fear you watched at the trial by combat, finally given a name. Now the scene almost everyone remembers wrong. After Brienne beats him half to death, Sandor is dying, and the first thing out of his mouth is the most basic thing a dying man can ask for. Arya checks her canteen. It's empty. She puts it away without a word. Then he asks about the only person he still cares about. That's when he starts begging for something else.
You remember where the heart is?
He's handing her the instructions to her own revenge, gift-wrapped, and Arya says nothing, just stares. That silence is what pushes him into the cruelest thing he says in the whole show.
I cut down your butcher's boy. The ginger. Your sister. That night the black water burned. Do I have to beg you? Kill me.
He's trying to make dying on her sword mean something instead of dying alone meaning nothing. Arya leans down not to finish it. She takes his purse of coins, loops it onto her belt, and turns her back, leaving him screaming into an empty field. The only thing crueler than a sword through the heart is refusing to give a man the ending he's begging for. Remember that purse, it comes back. Somewhere you won't expect. Seasons pass. When they finally meet again, it's not some grand reunion. It's a forge in Winterfell. There it is, the purse.
You left me to die.
First I robbed you.
Delivered in 4 words, years later. Like it's nothing, because to both of them, it genuinely is.
You're a cold little bitch, aren't you?
Same read he gave her on the road, except this time there's no scoff in it, just quiet acknowledgement that the other one is still standing, which, from these two, is as close to affection as either of them gets. And now, finally, the scene you've been waiting for since the first 10 seconds of this video, right? King's Landing is burning, and Sandor finds the one person he's protected the longest.
Go home, go. Fire will get her. That dragon will eat her.
I'm going to kill her.
And here's the moment the whole arc has been building toward. Watch how he delivers it, piece by piece.
You think you wanted revenge a long time? I've been after it all my life. It's all I care about.
Then, for the first time in this entire relationship,
And look at me. Look at me!
he raises his voice. He's not asking her to see his scars. He's asking her to see her own future.
You want to be like me?
The entire relationship distilled into one sentence. Not the man who stole a farmer's silver. Not the man who found that same farmer dead years later and said nothing to anyone. Both men, at once, telling her the truth, the only gift he's ever known how to give. And Arya does the one thing Sandor Clegane could never do for himself. She lets go.
Sandor, thank you.
Not the Hound. Not a name off a list. 2 words and his real name. The only time in the whole show she ever calls him that, and the last thing she ever says to him. It's the only acknowledgement he ever gets that underneath the scars and the theft and the dog he kept insisting he was, there was a person worth naming. He goes to face his brother. He dies in the fire he spent his whole life running from. And Arya walks out of that city alive, because the one person in Westeros who never once pretended to be gentle with her chose, at the very end, to be exactly that. So go back to the beginning. A boy carried home wrapped in a blanket. A man who froze in front of a burning sword before anyone knew why. A girl who promised to put a sword through his eye and got laughed at for it. A man who robbed the only people who ever fed him, and years later found them dead and told no one what that cost him. Neither of them ever soft, neither of them ever lying to the other, not once. In a story built almost entirely out of people lying to each other. And maybe that's the actual lesson sitting underneath all of it. Westeros loves its knights, loves its vows, loves its ceremonies. A man kneeling down and standing back up, with a title stitched onto his name forever. This story has never really trusted any of that. It trusts the small stuff instead. A canteen checked and found empty. A purse taken instead of a life. A name spoken exactly once and never again. Nobody knighted Sandor Clegane. Nobody ever will. And it never mattered, because titles were always the least honest thing in this world anyway. Think about how many men in Westeros die wrapped in armor that means nothing, protected by oaths that break the second they become inconvenient. Then think about a girl with an empty canteen and a dead man's coin purse on her belt, walking away without a single vow sworn between them. And somehow, that's the one relationship in the entire show that actually holds. Not because either of them tried to make it hold, because neither of them ever needed it to be anything other than exactly what it was. He was never gentle. That was never who he was, and it was never who he pretended to be for her. But when it mattered, when the whole world was on fire and there was nothing left to gain from it, he was gentle anyway. Just once. Just for her. And that's the real reason the Hound never killed Arya Stark, and the real reason she never killed him either.